A study done by Harvard showed that we spend 47% of our waking hours daydreaming, which means that you and I spend 47% of our time with our minds wandering to different places, different people, different things, usually not the thing that's right here in front of us that we need to focus on and to get done. And what we know is that the less focus and less attention we bring to a certain task, the longer it will take for us to complete this task. Which also means that the less focus and less attention we bring into our lives, the less productive we are. So then the question becomes, how can we stay focused for longer so we can get things done faster? That's the question I'm answering today in part 1 of my new series on productivity and time management. And today's topic is focus and attention. Hi, I'm Muna. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and you like what we're talking about, make sure you subscribe to get notified every time I release a new video. Before we start talking about the different ways that we can improve our focus and improve our attention so that we can become more productive, let's first agree on the definition of productivity that I'm referring to here in this video, in this series, and anywhere that I'm talking about productivity. Because what most people believe is that productivity is about getting more things done faster. But the truth is, productivity is about getting the right things done faster. So the first thing we have to do is make sure that we're focusing on the right thing to begin with. And one of the ways that I can help you with that is by referring you back to one of my videos where I shared my 6-step super simple step process to planning, and that will help you figure out what your priorities are and what you need to focus on. The goal of the practices and the exercises that I'm sharing with you in this video is to help your brain stay focused for a longer period of time. It's almost like we want to control our attention, where it goes and how long it stays there. And like any other muscle, it's going to take a bit of time, a bit of patience, a lot of practice to get it to become stronger. So I want to start off by asking you to recognize that your mind wanders all the time. That's normal. And that you choosing to become more focused is what's not normal. So it's okay if it takes a bit of time and a lot of practice to get better at this. So now let's talk about important practices that will be helpful for you to become more productive and more focused. Practice number 1 is to focus on one thing at a time and to turn it into a game. So the exercise here is I'm going to ask you to choose one task, one thing that you need to get done. Let's say you need to shoot a video like this, or maybe you need to write an article, or maybe you need to finish, I don't know, an Excel sheet. And you've been delaying that, procrastinating on that, or for whatever reason it's not getting done. Let's start working on that. And the game is, I want you to set a timer. I don't know, let's start easy. Let's start with just 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. I want you to set the timer for 10 minutes, set the phone away from you, and start working on this one thing. Now, I'm not saying it's going to get done in 10 minutes, because here, this is an exercise and a practice. It's like, again, we're going to the gym to build our attention muscle. So we're just playing here, and of course, things will get done on this document or this task that you're working on, because you're going to be focusing on it at least most of those 10 minutes. You'll be surprised when you do this, and I hope you do. I hope you're not just listening here to any of these videos, not just this one. I'm talking about everything that I've been talking about. Don't just listen, take action, because otherwise it's useless information. So when you do practice this, you're going to be surprised just how many times you're going to find that your mind wanders. But that's okay. We're practicing. So you will notice that your mind is going to go to different places, and every time you do, I want you to bring it back, hold it, bring it back, and say, here, we still need to focus on this thing. Whatever pops up in your mind, ask it to shut down for a minute and come back to what you're working on. You might have to do that, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 times in these 10 minutes. Let's start with those 10 minutes of focus. As you start getting better at this, we can increase them to 15 minutes and then to 20 minutes. So you're making it into a game, something fun for you to see how long you focus. And eventually you can start using that as a tool to tell yourself that for the next 20 or 30 minutes, this is the one thing that I'm focusing on. Practice number 2 is to use technology to help you. Now, I know technology is usually the biggest source of distraction that we have, because, I mean, you hold your phone to send an important message to someone, and next thing you know, it's 45 minutes later and you've been scrolling Instagram Reels all this time without even noticing that you're doing that. I mean, I've been there, this happens, that's the way these things are built. But these things are also built with features and with options that can help us stay focused. So one of the things is that on all smartphones, I think all smartphones have the option of do not disturb. Or you can have the option like on iPhone that I use all of the time, which is the focus mode. And in focus mode, you can choose the different options that you want. So for example, I have a focus mode for when I'm shooting videos like these, where I don't want phone calls or messages or anything to pop up on my phone and distract me. But I've set it up in a way that if my daughter's school calls, that would be the only phone number that will ring. So now I'm not stressed out that I need to finish this video because in case something happens, in case of an emergency. So you can choose the different modes in the focus mode, the different options that you want, depending on the task that you're working on. There's also so many different apps that can help you switch off certain apps at certain times when you want to be focused, and this applies also to your laptop. One of the things that helps me stay focused is listening to music, and I don't do that all of the time, and I cannot listen to music that has lyrics, something that I can sing along to, or anything that I know really, because then I'll get sucked into the music and forget what I'm working on. But if you go on YouTube, or if you download, there's an app that I have on my phone, it's called Focus at Will. The music that's played on this app or on YouTube, if you just type in focus music for work, focus music for studying, and you'll find hours and hours of music that is done in a way that helps your brain stay focused. This is one of my favorite tools because I will use a track on the app that I told you about, Focus at Will. I'll use a track exactly the same amount of time that I've given to the task that I'm working on. So if I say I want to finish this project or this whatever article in 40 minutes, then I choose a track that's 40 minutes long. And as soon as the music ends, then I know that my time is up for working on this particular task. So you can use technology in so many different ways to help you eliminate the distractions around you and stay focused on what you need to be working on now. Practice number 3 is to move your body and exercise. Research has proven that there's a direct link between our focus and our attention and our physical movement. And the reason is really simple, is when we move our bodies, we get more oxygen into our brain. And the more oxygen we have, the more we're able to think with our prefrontal cortex, the ones that's responsible for thinking and planning and, critical thinking and decision making and all of these things. And the more oxygen we have in that area, the more we can stay focused and keep our attention on one thing. So those are the 3 very simple practices. And I know sometimes when I share very simple things, my clients tell me, no, this is not going to work. It seems too simple, but please don't make this mistake. We need to build this muscle. We need to get stronger at it. We need to improve our focus, and this is going to take a bit of practice. So yes, they might seem simple, but I promise you, especially if you try practice number 1, to do 10 minutes of literally not doing anything else but the thing that you're working on. I promise you're going to be surprised by how many times you're going to find yourself distracted and how many times you're going to catch your mind wandering to different places. In the next few parts of the series, we're going to be talking about energy, not just our physical energy, our emotional, our mental, our spiritual energy, and how that affects our productivity. And we're going to be talking about time management. We're going to be talking about everything productivity related. So make sure you stay tuned for the next few parts. And because I know how important time is, and you guys can tell from this channel how much I care about time and how much I think we need to value our time and to use it in the right way, I've created a free masterclass for you that you can download from the link underneath this video, where I share with you 5 simple things that you can start applying now to save hours every single week. Hours. So I don't know what you're going to be doing with the extra time that you'll have on your hands, but I'm sure you'll figure something out. So make sure you download that free masterclass from the link underneath this video, and I hope you enjoy it, and do let me know if you do. Now, thanks again for being here and for spending all of this time with me. I hope this was useful for you, and I'll see you in part 2 of the productivity and time management series. See you next time.